Alright, so my name is Lopez. I'm a producer. I'm the executive producer for a post-production company here in Miami. I get a call from one of my clients. They'll contact me and they'll say, hey, we have a new campaign that we're working on. We just finished shooting it. And, can you come by for a meeting? So I head on over there. We sit down in a conference room with a list of how many spots for what markets. About a week later, they present storyboards. At this point, I'm just doing some legwork, figuring out a ballpark for the cost analysis to do this. I sit with a composer, I tell him the look and feel, I give him the storyboard, and I let him go. And he's working on that on his own. He'll create maybe 6 tracks. Sound design comes after, and then at that same time, we're creating a rough cut based on the boards from the footage they give us. We create a rough cut. The rough cut, we add the different tracks and music to the rough cut so that we can get both of those things out of the way. Once we get a rough cut nailed, there's always going to be a revision. You send it to a client, we want to change this scene, we want to do that scene, whatever. Once you get a rough cut, this has no sound design and it has no special effects, okay? Once we have a finalized rough cut, or a client approved rough cut, and we have the music, now we start tweaking the music and we start tweaking the cut. We have a final cut. Once we have the final cut, we go and we color correct the footage to replace with scratch. And we'll color correct it just like we did with 35mm, except there's no development, It takes just the same amount of time. Sometimes we use the same colorist. I use the same colorist for 35mm that I do for a digital medium. You generally don't do that because they're used to working with different mediums, but I happen to know some people in the industry that are very, very good in both. The effects, well, I use people in the industry. I actually work in conjunction with other companies and they do 3D animation and special effects. They work on different machines. I have a guy that works on the Flame, an Inferno, and the Cyborg. So it really depends on the scope of the project and the effect. And I'll choose the right person for the right job. That's generally what I do. What's interesting about this entire field, and it's art, and there's no black and white.